when I think about inclusion, I think the first thing I think of that everybody is welcome and that everybody has a place at the table. And as an ESL teacher for about 25 plus years, I had the privilege of working with a wide variety of students from many races and cultures and backgrounds and socioeconomic differences. And at the end of the day, when they came into the classroom, they were all equally important. They all had different needs. But as I was thinking about this, I was thinking that as a general rule, at the beginning of the class, if someone were absent, I'd say, well, where's Marco? And then everybody, and often somebody would know. Somebody might know he was sick or he couldn't come to school today, or they didn't know. And maybe there'd be somebody else. Where was Julia? Oh, she was sick. And I think I became very intentional about that because each of them knew that if they weren't there, I would notice. It made a difference if they were there. And we never got started till we knew all our ducks were in a row. And I didn't really think about that as inclusion until you asked me the question, but for sure, they all knew that they mattered and that their absences were noted. Another thing that I was thinking was interesting was we did a unit on maps one time. And as a student from the United States, generally when you draw a map of the world, North America and South America are right in the middle because that's the center of our universe. And I had a student one year from China and we were doing our biographies and writing, did a map, her map of the world. And there was China smack dab in the middle of the map. And it was just sort of a yoo-hoo to me that in a very quiet way, it was a wake up that, everybody doesn't see the world the same way. And we know this, but as we look at the world, what we focus on. That same student, we were talking about foods one day and I don't know how we got into unusual things. And she said, oh yes, we eat dog. Of course we eat dog. And she wasn't embarrassed or ashamed or that's just the way it was. And a nice opportunity for me to, how did I react to that? I didn't get disgusted. I said, wow, isn't that something? You never know. And what else was I going to share with you? I had I don't know, but I'm sure that, there will be some students that are quiet in a language class. You want everybody to be participating and you want equal participation, and that's not always possible. But that at least, some students are going to have their hands up all the time and are going to be talking all the time, and to always be so aware of how much space and time and attention they get and that they're taking. And that little quiet one in the corner has something has something equally important to say, and sometimes surprisingly powerful if they're given the chance. So just to, you can't let your guard down and get too comfortable, that, everybody's there and everybody's important. And everybody has bad days. And teachers have bad days, students have bad days. And to not judge, why they're having a bad day until you really know what's going on. And you become, as an ESL teacher, you're their teacher for sure, but you're also their mentor and maybe the one that they come to when they've got other issues. And it's a very gratifying place to be.